What's up guys, Steve here. I'm a full-time trading card seller. I'm going to show you every single thing I use every day in my 2 trading card stores. This video will be broken up into multiple parts and every single thing I will show is linked in the description. We also have a Discord, so if you have any other questions, feel free to join it, ask them there, and we'd love to help you out. The first part of this video, we're going to break down how we do single cards, and later on we'll get into the graded cards. Now you're probably wondering what this big beast of a thing behind me is. This is from Ikea, and you would never expect to get something like this from Ikea to store thousands and thousands of cards. I'll have links in the description how Australians and Americans can build something just like this for around $300 to $400 depending on where you are. How this works is basically the outline of an Ikea kitchen cabinet, and these are Ikea drawers that are meant for cutlery. And the best thing about this is Ikea is so customizable. You can have this any way you want. You can have multiple drawers. They're so smooth the way they come out and come in. And all these boxes are full, and you can see they handle the weight perfectly. Because it's meant to go in a kitchen, it's actually quite durable. Down the bottom, we've just added an extra shelf just so we can have more storage room. So like I said, the links are in the description, but the Discord also has clear and concise links of how to get exactly this. There's only 4 parts you need to buy to make something exactly like this, but please feel free to reach out if you need more help. Inside this beast, we have filled it with 3,200 count row boxes, and then we have these 2 row boxes that actually you can't buy them. You need to cut 3,200 count boxes in half and then tape them together, kind of like we've done here. Because you can buy 2 row boxes off the shelf, and I'll link those in as well, and I use those with the graded cards, but they're just a little bit too wide, and they're also a little bit too tall, and they just don't look as good. So this is kind of scuffed, but it doesn't work out quite well. I will say, with the Americans, if you're buying something similar to this, your shelves are actually much bigger. Now, there is a YouTuber called Cardinal Gaming, and he made a perfect tutorial. I'll link that in the description as well. Perfect for Americans if you want to see just how wide they are, how they fit, and that's great. And everything that he uses, I've also linked in the description also. Inside the boxes, you can see we have some card dividers. We've got big ones, we've got small ones. We usually use the big ones to do big sorting, so A, B, C, D, and then we use the small ones just to separate the Pokemon's name. Everything I use here is from Ikea, because they're pretty great. I like going there, especially for the $1 hot dogs. They're quite delicious. These white boxes here, they're perfect for storing shipping supplies and anything like that. We have them all over the house. They're great. These special little Ikea boxes, we just use them to store our team bags, our card sleeves, business cards, little snacks, and some cute little stickers. If you're wondering the products we use Palms Off Gaming products. They're an Australian company, I love supporting them, but all around the world they have like Ultra Pro, BCW, Cardboard Gold, everything like that. It's all pretty much the same, and they're all great. These are resealable team bags, and this is really good for putting like 10, 12 cards together, and you can do that really easily. These are graded card sleeves used for like sealing a whole order, so you can get like a card saver and put them around one of these graded card sleeves. It's really great like that. If you're looking for a packaging tutorial, I also have one of those. It'll be in the description. If you're looking for a way to ship, we use grading card holders, so they're just card saver ones. You can get them from a whole bunch of different places, but this is great for shipping as it keeps the card rigid, but it also can move through the mailing system quite easy when you put it in an envelope. If you're looking to get extra rigid and you're sending some high quality, expensive singles, but you're still putting them through envelopes, we buy these little cardboard squares and they actually work quite nicely. I use the team bags here to store singles, just stuff that's like ready to list, just to keep it nice and good condition still, but it still needs to get scanned and then sleeved. Mid-video break sponsored by corgis all around the world. So we mainly use the 3,200 count box when we do the listings and it's finally on the store, but we do keep them in 800 and 400 count boxes just for some long-term storage, because they do have a lid on them and they are easy to move around and they are a lot lighter. And that's also why we use the 3,200 count box, because the 5,000 and the 4,000 boxes, they're just way too big and they're just way too heavy just for us personally. This bad boy here is the employee of the month. This is our single card scanner, and it works a little bit just like this. So this right here is the Ricoh FI8170. They also call it the Fujitsu FI8170, but I think they had a little bit of a rebrand, and maybe in Australia or the UK, they also call Ricoh and Fujitsu. It was pretty confusing to me when I tried to buy one, to be honest. But this is the single card scanner, and it works pretty damn well. Let me show you. This card is the one I just ran through the scanner and is in pretty good condition. But the best thing about this scanner is it shows the card's condition perfectly so the buyers can know exactly what they're going to get. The front picture obviously looks incredible. It's a 600 dpi picture, 1 megabyte, very high resolution. The back of the card looks pretty good, but the best thing about the scanner is it shows everything in pretty high detail. I think I see something down the bottom here. As a card collector, the condition is very important to me. That's why I love this scanner. It shows everything in such high quality, so other card collectors can look at it and see if it's good enough for them. I just want to make a note that this is the most expensive scanner on the market for single card. There's a few cheaper options like the Canon R40. I have a few friends that use that. They love it. But this one right here, this is the ultimate beast. But what I will say is when you're using any card scanner, bad things can happen. And I'm not using this to scare you away. I just want to say that if you're using this, Don't change anything about it. They set it up in the perfect way not to damage your cards. I haven't personally changed anything with my scanner. I showed this on a previous video and a bunch of people bought them and then they changed things about them and they had damage done to their cards. I just want to tell you that I haven't changed anything, but please run some energy cards through before you use this. Use cheap bulk just to test it and see what it does to your cards before you start using your good cards on the scanner, okay? Please. Don't hate me if it breaks your cards. You can see all our card dividers are labeled. Now we use a label printer for that and I'll show you the one we use. This is the label printer we use for the single store for labeling the card dividers, and we also use this to print out names to put on the envelopes. This concludes the single store. Remember, if you have any questions or you want to find everything, all the links are in the description. Anything more, join the Discord, leave a comment, let me know. I'll try and help you out. Before you guys go out and go buy everything I've shown you, because it's really awesome and it looks really cool, remember when I first started, I used a tablecloth on a table. That was my sorting area. That was my storage area. That was my everything. So don't go out and go crazy if you're only starting off. You don't need any of this, but eventually you can get into it. I'd say get some card boxes, get a few sleeves and stuff like that first, but then eventually move into the storage things. But remember, for about 3 years, I used a table with a white table. It wasn't even a tablecloth. It was a bed sheet across the front of it, okay? So just remember, it's not necessary to have this stuff unless you have a pretty decent operation going already. Welcome to my graded card shop. These are my graded card shelves. All right, let's get serious. These are my shelves I use to store my graded cards. Not only are they mahogany wood, hand cut by lumberjacks, they're also from Ikea. And they are called the Ikea IVAR system, I-V-A-R. Okay, I'll put it on the screen for you. These shelves are pretty good because not only are they adjustable, you can also add as many shelves in as you want. There's a million little holes that go all over the top. Plus, they're around this big, and then they have a small one that you can just attach on. And then I added another big one to the other side. So this fit pretty much millimeter perfect in my space. I highly recommend if you're going to get something like this, measure your space first, because I was like, yeah, she'll be right, and she wasn't right until a little bit of hammering fixed that problem for me. This is the IVAR system. I highly recommend it. It is from Ikea. The first thing you'll notice, I have two different size boxes on the shelf. The one on the right is a BCW graded card shoebox, and the one on the left is a BCW top loader box. You can also fit graded cards in it, but it is quite snug, and I'll tell you why I use them. On the shelf here, it has varying heights. The ones down the bottom all have the big boxes, and the ones up the top have the small boxes. I do that just so I can see what's in the box without having to drag it out too much, just because I can't actually see directly down into this. It also let me have a little bit of an extra level here to fit boxes rather than having it one more step up, and I'm trying to bunny hop to try and find the boxes, which is a really bad idea. This part of my office is dedicated to my Ikea Billy bookshelves. Now, one part is for cards and the other part is for storage supplies, and there's two reasons why I do that. The reason number one is I have everything so close together while I'm doing my packaging. I have my big bubble wrap, I have my small bubble wrap, my boxes, and my courier bags. And all these little things are all in the same boxes you saw in my other office. The second reason why I have it set out like this is when it does get low, that's when I know to order more supplies, make some more supplies, and get ready for the next day, the next week of big sales, just so I can have it all nice and filled out. It is Friday night, so give me a break. It is quite empty. Don't hate me for it. This is the other half of the bookshelf. This is mainly for storing cards and storing inventory ready to be processed. You can see on the left here, this is empty. That's actually a good thing. Because this is a graded card store, when I get graded cards back from the grading companies, I put them on the shelf and that knows that they need to be scanned and sorted and then listed and put into the inventory. Down the bottom, the cards are sorted into different boxes just so I know which stage they're at with grading. Cards in card saver boxes are ready to grade. I've checked through them a million times and I'm ready to send them off. Cards in the small 400 count boxes aren't ready to grade yet. I have them pre-checked once. I need to check them one more time, then put them in card savers and then send them off for grading. I do my systems this way just so I know if a card's in a card saver, it's ready to go. If it's not, I need to check it one more time before I send it off. Down the bottom here, I have some 4-row boxes just like we have in the other store. Is where I have some singles in here. I just received these in the mail recently. So I've sorted through them, I put them in here, and now they're ready to go to the single store to be scanned and then listed. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I do have a guide on scanning your graded cards if you want to use a specialized scanner to get photos of them, but it's not too necessary these days because PSA does scan the cards for you. I also have a full packaging guide for single cards and graded cards that is pretty good and it's pretty in-depth, and it goes through every single thing I use for that, and it's going to be way easier for you to just go watch that rather than maybe do the whole thing all over again in this one. Other than that, my name's Steve. If this helped you, let me know. If you need more help, let me know. Always here, leave a comment. I'll reply to you. Have a great day.